Okay, I'm going to show you how to assemble the base. Base consists of two motors that have wheels attached to them and two Omni wheels. To assemble an Omni wheel, take a shaft, attach it to the hub, and tighten the set screw with the shaft just barely protruding from the hub. Attach the Omni wheel to the hub with at least two screws here. Okay, take the shaft, put on one of the brass bearings, shove it over the shaft, take the U-tube, aluminum, and shove it into the aluminum tube, put a brass bearing on the other side, and put in a collar. Leave it a little loose so that it turns freely, and at that point you have a freely floating Omni wheel. The Omni wheel attaches to the base plate. On the base plate here, you can attach it to any of the holes that you want. We'll, for this case, attach it to the front holes. Spin the wheel to make sure that it spins freely. Attach the second Omni wheel in the same way, and at this point then you have the two Omni wheels attached to the front of the robot. Okay, for attaching the hubs to the motors, we'll attach the motor wheels to the frame next. First part is attaching the hub to the motor, and about that far in. Make sure that this collar is facing to the outside. And attach the wheel to the hub with screws. Okay, there's one motor. And to attach the motor to the frame, the motor has two sides to it. The one with the split takes a longer screw, 1.5 inches. This side takes 1.25 inches. So we attach it on the underside of the frame. And notice on these motors and aluminum attachments that the shaft is not in the center of the hole, so you need to make sure that the shaft is in the same position for both motors. In this case, I've got it all the way out, so that gives us maximum height. So attaching the second motor, just like we attached the first, although it will be backwards because motors are facing in opposite directions. And attach the last wheel. And there we have a finished frame ready for the assembly of the electronics to control the motors. So the next step is the assembly of the electronics. So the frame for the electronics has the core power distribution module on this side of the frame. On the other side of the frame we have the core motor controller and the core servo controller, and the 12 volts from these two sides are plugged in to the 12 volt power outlets over here with the Anderson power pole connectors, and the servo controller control cable. These white ones here are plugged into P0 and P1 on the core power distribution module, and I wrap these wires together to keep them from interfering with any of the moving parts. And we also have cable to connect to the phone here in black. So those are the parts necessary, and the last cable is the 12 volt input here, which comes from the distribution module here, which plugs into the battery. So we're going to assemble that to the base plate with these two U-brackets. I use 2 screws to assemble the power control module to the frame. On the frame here we have a square hole so that the leads for the motor will come up through and attach. We'll attach this kind of in the center. You can attach it anywhere you want. This is the center here. So the electronics are attached. The only 2 additional items that we need are the battery and the phone. So this is the robot controller station consisting of the ZTE phone and the controller. This is the finished robot. And backwards, forwards, oops, backwards, forwards, backwards, rotate to the left, rotate to the right, and it's ready to have any attachments added to it.